Hello. Sorry, I just had to clear my throat there. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully, you can all hear me. Let me know if you are there, if you can see me, hear me. Welcome to everyone, SinScape Studios. We're going to play Marble World today, same as last week. I'm currently working on building a couple of my own races, but I'm not finished. It's a pretty difficult task. It's a steep learning curve to build a race on here. Craig, welcome. Welcome. Hopefully some more people come in. Let's hope. Let's see what we've got. We have Marble World Race here. All into this jumbler. This will mix everyone up so it's all completely first. What do you call it? Bowl with a hole. We'll come down into here. Give people chance. Other marbles chance to catch up. Into another ball. A fast straight. And here is a jump, which will take us to the top of here. The next set of steps and a big disc. This is where everything can change. Very shallow. Marbles could be stuck on here for a good time. Then we drop down into our pinball machine. Some people could go a shortcut route here and get straight out. Some people could end up going all the way back down, come back up, could get stuck in here, could get through. Then it will shoot up here to the next disc, where we'll come down into the obstacle down here. There's some bumpers here, like on a pinball machine. This was notorious last week. Ben Reader stuck on here for ages. Next step steps. And then into the bottom at the beginning. And then winner is the first person to fulfill this disc. Let's get to the beginning. We have and bronze will all win £20 SinScape credit. Then we have. Sorry, is this choppy for people? Are people seeing this smoothly, or is it quite choppy? Please let me know. Benjamin, howdy. Welcome to the chat. Skip credit, 20 combat cash, and then we move on to the third race. Can you guys hear me? Are you able to hear me right now? You can hear me. Cool. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to have myself on the screen. I think that's what's doing it. My internet provider is not very good. I can't get fast internet where I am. So we're going to have to just play it without my ugly mug on the screen. Hopefully, it works and everyone can watch as normal. So the question is it easy to watch? Can you guys see what's going on? Is it choppy? Okay, cool. Working now. Awesome. Right. Well, we have our races. We're going to go straight into the first race. This is for SinScape credit. And we are going to... We have, just in case, let's put them in like that. This is for SinScape credit. Everyone who bought at least one ticket gets one marble into this race. We will race this once, and the three winners, gold, silver, and bronze, will each get £20 SinScape credit. So, let's get started. Everyone's names should be here. And we're going into the muddler. Lloyd O'Connor going ahead. Lloyd O'Connor won the Combat Patrol last week, but can he win here? Lloyd O'Connor, Dublin Cooper going straight ahead. Someone could... Alex Hall gets a sneaky lead there. Lloyd O'Connor, Ben Horton, Scott Bruce, Mark Petrov. Mark Petrov is a new player. If you're watching, welcome, welcome. Let's slow this down a little bit. There we go. A bit more interesting then. So on to our first set of steps. We have Mark Petrov and Lloyd O'Connor. In second place, Alex Hall and Dan Morant. And in third, Rich Sorby and Scott Akers. But it all can change. Absolutely, this all can change. John Kemp there, just shooting forward, taking second place with Alex Hall and Dan Morant. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Mark Petrov, as I said, new player. Maybe Mark Petrov is going to win something here. Let's see if he goes down the chute first. Very slowly going around. Oh, Dan Morant nearly goes in, but Lloyd O'Connor and Alex Hall and Dan Morant go forward. All the way up. Wrong button. Straight up to the top of the hill. And down to the second set of steps. We have Lloyd O'Connor, Dan Morant, Alex Hall, and Mark Petrov all in lead first positions. Who else is coming? We have John Kemp following for second place. Scott Akers joins him. And Ben Horton and Alan Clark. Ooh, Alan Clark. Oh, Alan Clark nearly jumped the lead there, but unfortunately did not. Then we have Rich Sorby, Christopher Orr, Gavin Coy, Holgate, and everyone else. Loads of people following behind. This is a close race. Some people are still stuck at the back. It seems that someone has... Dominic Kincaid's stuck right at the back there, unfortunately for you. Alex Hall, Dan Morant, Lloyd O'Connor. Who's going to drop down into the pinball machine? Alex Hall is getting close, but not close enough. Anything could happen here. Let's speed this little bit up just now. Lloyd O'Connor and Mark Petrov are very close. Ooh, Dan Morant just gets knocked out of sync there. Mark Petrov goes down to the pinball machine first, followed by Lloyd O'Connor. Mark Petrov goes straight through to the next steps. Lloyd O'Connor knocked back there, unfortunate. Dan Moran, Alex Hall going right the way to the beginning. Lloyd O'Connor as well. Alex Hall nearly got in there for second place. Craig Mackey, nope, not quite. Anthony Hernandez taking the shortcut. Josh Dalton, I didn't even see that. Josh Dalton and Rich Sorby going on to the next stage. Dan Scarf, Craig Mackey, Ben Horton. Mark Petrov is jumping right the way ahead into the first disc. There's 2 Dublin Coopers. There is. There should not be 2 Dublin Coopers. Okay, that is my mistake. There's not much I can do about it now. Thankfully, that is not proving it to be an advantage at this particular instance. But that should not have happened. I used Excel to remove duplicates, but I apologize for that. I'll make sure that is not the case in the next round. Mark Petrov in the lead here. Going through the obstacle course, followed by Dan Scarf and Josh Dalton. Rich Sorby and Craig Mackey following behind. Mark Petrov going into the most difficult part of the race. Last week, Ben Reeder stuck here for so long, he ended up being knocked backwards so far. Can Mark Petrov keep his lead? Rich Sorby and Dan Scarf onto the bumpers there. It's all about this section. Dan Scarf getting through to the first pinwheel. Rich Sorby. Josh Dalton, no, getting pushed back. Rich Sorby moving on to the flippers. Mark Petrov is nearly out of it. Mark Petrov gets through to the next set of steps. But who's going to follow him? Rich Sorby, Dan Scarf, Josh Dalton. Anything can change. Anything can change here. Scott Bruce, Jason Page, Matt Durkin, Christopher Orr, Cade Felix, Alan Clark, all behind. But one of them could take the lead. Rich Sorby and Josh Dalton both take second place at the second to last challenge. Is Scott Bruce going to jump between? Mark Petrov gets to the portals. He's on the set of steps. Let's go back. Nothing's going to happen there. Christopher Orr comes in. Matt Durkin got third place there. Christopher Orr going in at fourth with Sean Hartley, Scott Bruce, Dan Scarf, and Cade Felix. Everyone else stuck. Mark Petrov getting close to their portals. Hopefully will be challenged. by Rich Sorby and Josh Dalton. The trick here is for the marbles to hit these panels as they go down. This will slow them down long enough, and no, it doesn't happen. Mark Petrov gets put back to the beginning, now in second place. Rich Sorby and Josh Dalton in first place now, with a chance to take the win. So the trick is to hit these. You hit these, it will slow you down enough to just drop down and go to the next one. If you get a good timing, you can hit all three of them, and you'll be straight for the end. Rich Sorby, Josh Dalton, both going way too fast. Gets put right to the back there. Mark Petrov back in the lead, followed by Matt Durkin, Sean Hartley, Christopher Orr. Mark Petrov gets stopped by the barrier. He will get down to the second layer. Matt Durkin, will he follow? He will. Mark Petrov does not. Mark Petrov goes back into the portal and goes into the second portal. Matt Durkin as well. Sean Hartley, Christopher Orr. No, unfortunately, they're going back into the portal. Everyone is going back into the portal. No one has got past it yet. Last week, people shot through this portal section. Josh Dalton, Mark Petrov, Rich Sorby, all getting stopped by the barrier. That means they will all get to the next stage. But will they get hit by this one? I don't think they... Oh, Josh Dalton nearly got slowed down there. Dan Morant, Matt Durkin, Yep, straight on to the next level. Dan Morant and Matt Durkin, I believe, are now gone into the final round. Craig Mackey coming in third to the final set of steps. But again, the winner is the first person to go through this hole here. And it seems to be between Dan Morant, Matt Durkin, and Craig Mackey. Can anyone else here get into this lead? Josh Dalton, Sean Hartley, Ben Horton, and John Kemp looks like they're going to be joining in the final race. Who else is still to come? Scott Akers might have a chance. Oh, Scott Akers, unfortunately, goes into the portal. Michael Murray, Benjamin Reeder, following behind. Straight into the portal. It looks like this is a race between Matt Durkin, Dan Morant, Craig Mackey, possibly John Kemp, Ben Horton, and Sean Hartley. Remember, it's the first 3 people will win £20 SinScape credit. £20 SinScape credit. Who's going to get the 3 wins? John Kemp joining. John Kemp knocks Matt Durkin straight into the disc. Dan Morant comes into the second. Who's going to take the third? And Craig Mackey. There we have it. We have our winners. Matt Durkin, Dan Morant, and Craig Mackey. Well done to you two. Few people following in behind there. Apologies with Dublin Cooper. That was genuinely a mistake on my part. I don't know how that happened. I did check it, but maybe I didn't delete the marbles before I brought them back in properly. Well done to you guys. £20 SinScape credit will be uploaded to your accounts straight after. Just need to type in the names. There we go. And that is it. Now, I need to come out of this game. To upload the next the entrance for this next win. Now, everyone is going to get 1 marble for every ticket that you had entered. If you bought 20 tickets, you will have 20 marbles. This process is a little bit annoying. You might have to do some clicking, so I apologize for the clicking. And that is our marbles. This is for the combat patrol, and we have 230 entries this time. Go back into the same race, so everything is equal. So this is for a combat patrol or £70 cash. You can have Vanguard, you can have anything you want. Combat patrol or Vanguard, basically. Or £70 cash. Or you could even have £70 SinScape credit if you really, really wanted to. Not a problem there. If you're just going to if you are just going to spend the money on more comps or a commission, you certainly can. Here we have all of your names being added. That should be 230 names, I believe. 231. Perfect. And let's get on with this next race. Everyone's name is here again. But who knows? We have no idea what's going to happen, remember? Through the jumbler. Who's going to be the first out of the jumper? We have Christopher or Matt Durkin. Is anyone going to jump through quick? Benjamin Reeder and Josh Dalton go straight through. Josh Dalton gets a lead with 2 of his marbles, but not quick enough. Benjamin Reeder goes into the second disc first. Dan Morant goes straight through into the first obstacle course, followed by Dan Morant again, Alex Hall, Scott Akers, Sean Hartley, Matt Durkin, Sean Hartley, Gavin Holgate. Dan Morant goes down, Matt Durkin, Sean Hartley, followed by Alex Hall. We're on to the first set of steps. Matt Durkin taking the first lead, followed by Dan Morant, Sean Hartley. Oh, John Kemp just jumps over and takes the lead with Matt Durkin. We could see lots of people jumping forward. There's so many names. There's so many names. How do I apologize if I do not read your name. There's one too many of them. I'm surprised my laptop's not crashing over this. But we have these guys in the lead. Benjamin Reeder has 2 chances here. John Kemp and Matt Durkin. Oh, both going straight through the disc together. They're going to jump all the way to the next set of steps. Let's stay here and wait. Alex Hall taking third. Benjamin Reeder, Sean Hartley, Josh Dalton. Let's follow these guys. John Kemp is now first. Can someone else join him with first? They certainly can. Sean Hartley, Dan Morant, Matt Durkin, Benjamin Reeder, John Kemp, and Alex Hall all in the lead. Everyone is following with big white blob of names. All of these people in second place. This could be anyone's game. This really could be anyone's game. Who's going to drop into the pinball machine first? Is anyone going to get knocked in? All of these people are currently... Dan Morant! Oh, so close, Dan! So close, Dan. You nearly dropped in. It looks like you probably are going to drop in first. Dan Morant goes in first. John Kemp comes in second. Well done to you guys. Dan Morant going back to the beginning on the pinball machine. John Kemp also going back to the beginning. Who's going to join them in the pinball machine? Dan Morant nearly gets through there. Nearly gets through. John Kemp again. Scott Akers and Anthony Hernandez come join in. Oh, not quite Dan. Not quite Dan. Anthony, nearly Anthony squeezed through. Very nearly. John Kemp, no. Ben, Christopher, no. John Kemp takes a shortcut. Is it going to be enough? Doesn't seem to be. Dan Morant gets through. Dan Morant gets through to the next stage. With 2 marbles, nonetheless. 2 chances of winning. Mark Petrov, Dan Scarf comes in with 2 as well. Sean Hartley, Scott Akers. Oh my God, so many names. We have Dan Morant in first, followed by Mark Petrov and Dan Morant in second. Scott Akers, Sean Hartley, and 2 lots of Dan Scarf, followed by Ben Horton and Dan Morant. Let's keep this here so you all can see your names. And guys, if there's anything else you suggest that we do other than Marble Run, please do write them in the comment. Let us know if you like this format. Mark Petrov. Oh, Dan Morant was already there. Mark Petrov and Dan Morant into the final disc. Going into the obstacle course. Who's going to take the lead here? Who's going to take the lead? Dan Morant looks like he's going to take the lead. But that doesn't mean anything. Someone else could get knocked into the middle. Dan Morant could get knocked off course. Doesn't look like it, though. Dan Morant is going into the obstacle course first. Can someone else take the lead for second place? Dan Morant looks like that. Dan Morant has 2 marbles running for the running the gauntlet. Mark Petrov and Scott Akers, Dan Scarf, Sean Hartley, all in for the running. It can all change, though. Someone could skip all the way through these. Means nothing. Dan Morant going through the bumpers. Pinball bumpers. Is it going to hold Dan Morant long enough for someone else to take the lead? Mark Petrov, Sean Hartley, could any of you take the lead? Mark Petrov? No. Dan Morant coming in with a different marble. Dan Morant goes forward, first place, after the first lot of bumpers. Mark Petrov, Ben Horton, who's going to take the next lead? Dan Scarf, Dan Morant and Sean Hartley, Ben Horton, Mark Petrov. You are all past the first lot of bumpers. Dan Morant onto the second lot of flippers. Ben Horton looks like he's going to take up second. Dan Morant onto the most difficult part of the course. Followed by Ben Horton. And Christopher Orr coming out from nowhere. Oh, sorry guys. Sorry about that. Dan Morant is getting through the most difficult part quite quickly. Followed by Ben Horton, taken over by Dan Murray, Sean Hartley, Christopher Orr. Dan Morant shoots through this section and gets to the next set of stairs. Oh, God. I swear I don't smoke. My cough just sounds like I do. Who's going to take the lead? Ben Horton, Dan Scarf, Dan Morant, Sean Hartley, Scott Akers, Mark Petrov, Ben Horton, Alex Hall, all coming in right behind Dan Morant. Dan Morant first, followed by all of these people. A few Christopher Orrs there. Who's going to win? Dan Morant, off you go to the portals. Rabbit Hole, hello. Welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. Dan Morant at the next steps there. We have a few people coming in. Who else have we got? So many people still stuck behind. And still stuck on the pinball machine. So many people. Have we had any losses? Don't think we've had any losses. So many names. Let's get to the portals, as it seems Dan Morant. Can Dan Morant get through the portals? It does not seem it. Dan Morant's jumped right the way back to the back. Now we have a good chance for Mark Petrov, Sean Hartley, Dan Morant, Alex Hall, more Dan Morants, Scott Akers, Dan Scarf, and Ben Horton, all in the lead. Can any of them get through the portals? All of them get stopped by the first barrier. Sean Hartley taking the lead there, but right through. Oof, they go into the portal. Alex Hall and Ben Horton take the lead now. But can they keep the lead? Can they keep the lead? Ben Horton, Alex Hall. Oh, Ben Horton and Scott Akers take the lead to the final set of steps. You both are in the chance to win £70 cash or Combat Patrol, or equivalent. Followed by Dan Morant, Gavin Holgate, and a second marble for Dan Morant. Who else is coming? Dan Scarf, maybe, coming down there. Can Dan Scarf get the next? Get a chance to win? It does look like so. Looks like Dan Scarf is going to get the chance to join the winner's podium. Don't forget, for anyone new watching, the winner is whoever goes through this hole first. Let's speed it up a little bit. Scott Akers goes into the disc first. Can Scott Akers win? Who knows? Could be, might not, could get knocked off course. Dan Morant, Ben Horton, in with a chance. Gavin Holgate and Dan Morant again. Oh, so close. Scott Akers. Scott Akers, you win £70 cash or 40k Combat Patrol or Age of Sigmar Vanguard. Well done to you. If there's an old world option, go for it. Sure, that's perfectly fine with me. Well done, Scott Akers. You win Combat Patrol Well done to you. Thank you to everyone who played in the Combat Patrol. We are going to come out of this. And we're going to sort the marbles out. Unfortunately, this does mean a few clicking. I haven't figured out how to work out the teams yet. They don't seem to be working as well for me as I would hope. So you will have to bear with me with the clicking. I'm going to do this with 2 fingers, like those people who play Tetris for a living do. Look at that clicking. Look at that. Look at that. So quick. Well done to Scott Akers. Well done to the 3 that won the SinScape credit as well. We are just getting ready to play for the mega draw win of 500 points of whatever you want. And we have 53 or 52 people, I believe. 52. Let's go back to the base. So this is for the mega army. 500 points of Warhammer 40k, 500 points of Warhammer Age of Sigmar, or 500 points of Warhammer the Old World. Whatever if you win, build an army list up to 500 points and we will order it for you. And you will get that for the cost of the ticket that you paid for. So, these are all the names. You'll all get to play. No, you won't. That is not correct. I need to click on here, clear them, and then add these. We have 53 marbles. And we go with race number 2. Who's going to take the first lead? Straight into the randomizer. Anthony Hernandez. Oh, Anthony Hernandez, 1 marble drops. Unfortunate. Lloyd O'Connor, Mark Petrov, Alex Hall, Dublin Cooper, and Gavin Hallgate all taking the first lead. A few people there taking the shortcuts. But Michael Fogg, Mark Petrov, Alex Hall in the lead so far. Michael Fogg takes the lead for the first set of steps, followed by Mark Petrov, Alex Hall, Dublin Cooper. Some people still stuck on the disc there. Alex Hall, Ben Horton. Michael Fogg going first into the second stage. Straight through the disc into the long straight. Matt Durkin comes in second, followed by 2 marbles for Alex Hall. And one of them goes through with Matt Durkin. Michael Fogg in first, with Alex Hall coming in behind. Matt Durkin in third place. Who else have we got coming forward? Unfortunate to those people. Michael Fogg first into the disc. Can Michael Fogg get into the pinball machine first? It is difficult to know. Matt Durkin comes in. Oh, knocking Alex Hall there a little bit. How's that going to make a difference? How is it going to change? Michael Fogg slowing right the way down. He could. Yet Michael Fogg goes first into the pinball machine. Is he going to get through easily? Michael Fogg failing his first attempt. Josh Dalton, same. Lloyd O'Connor, no. Anthony Hernandez and Michael Fogg both go through for first position. Alex Hall coming in at second, followed by Dan Scarf. Dublin Cooper, nearly, not quite, but nearly. Let's move this so you can see the names. Dublin Cooper, Anthony Hernandez, Gavin Holgate goes through there. Who do we have now? We have Anthony Hernandez and Michael Fogg taking the lead for first place for the 500 points army of whatever you want. Alex Hall, Dan Scarf joining them. Lloyd O'Connor and Rich Sorby all in for a chance to go into the obstacle course. Anthony Hernandez goes to the obstacle course first, followed by Michael Fogg and Alex Hall. You see a lot of people get stuck here. Is the same going to happen with Anthony Hernandez? Is Anthony Hernandez going to win, or are they going to be held back? Michael Fogg pushes through. Alex Hall right behind. Jello Man, yes, it's the 500 point army. We've already done the combat patrol, and we've already found 3 people to win £20 SinScape credit as a little bonus that I give away each week as well. Michael Fogg and Alex Hall in first position. Anthony Hernandez gets past the first bumpers, followed by Dan Scarf and Rich Sorby. Michael Fogg goes into the most difficult section. Alex Hall joins him. Michael Fogg zooming right the way through, getting past half of it in a few seconds. That is impressive. That is impressive. Alex Hall taking the lead, though. Michael Fogg looks... I said it, and he got stuck. That is unfortunate. Alex Hall taking the lead into the next set of steps. Not the first set of steps. What am I talking about? Who's going to take the second place? Anthony Hernandez comes in second place, followed by Dan Scarf. Dublin Cooper with 2 marbles, 2 chances of winning. Scott Akers and Michael Fogg. Lloyd O'Connor with 2 chances. Scott Akers looks like he's stuck. Anthony Hernandez comes forward with yet another chance to win. And we move on to the portals soon. Alex Hall onto the first set of stairs. But as we saw in the last race, that means nothing for anyone who's new. Go into these portals. You fall down these hills too fast, you end in these portals, and it will send you back to here. and you will have to start this whole process again. Alex Hall, he misses this barrier, which means way too fast, goes right the way to the back of the steps. Unfortunate Alex Hall. Unfortunate. Anthony Hernandez, doubling Cooper and Dan Scarf. Your chance to get past the barriers, and you do. You hit the barriers, which means you're going to be slow enough for the second stage. What about these guys? These guys as well? Oh, but they shoot through. Fortunately, this portal sends you to this exit. And this portal sends you to this exit. So the further you get down, you still get a little bit of a lead. Alex Hall, Anthony Hernandez, and Scott Bruce taking the portals head on, followed by Dan Scarf and Scott Akers. Alex Hall, Anthony, and Scott Bruce going into the third and final section. Just missing the portal. And we have our first finalists. Alex Hall, Anthony Hernandez, Scott Bruce, followed by Dan Scarf, Scott Akers, Gavin Hallgate, and I can't remember who I already read out from them. Well done, me. But these guys, all in with a chance of winning. 500 points of whatever you want. Scott Bruce taking the lead there. And remember, guys, the winner is the first person to drop through this disc. All can change. All can change. Even someone up here could win this if they got really lucky. Scott Bruce going onto the disc first. Followed by Anthony Hernandez, Alex Hall, Scott Akers, Dan Scarf. Who's going to win? This literally is a game for anyone. Scott Bruce! Scott Bruce takes the lead. Scott Bruce, you win 500 points of Warhammer, your choice. Well done to you. Alex Hall coming in there second, followed by Anthony Hernandez, but unfortunately that's not quite good enough. Scott Bruce, you came in first. Well done to you. If you are here, please say hello. You have won 500 points of anything you want. There we go. In for the final there. 9 people finished. The rest failed. But thank you to everyone whose name is still here. We've still got people stuck on the obstacle course. Funny that, Anthony Hernandez came in top 3, also coming in last. Well done to all of our winners. Thank you to everyone who played. If you are interested, please go to SinScapeStudios.co.uk, where you can find comps, competitions for more Warhammer related stuff, and cash prizes. 2 comps will be going live today. If you would like more information, please check our Discord. I will put the link in the description. I think I still need to add that. I think I've forgotten to do it. We still have a Patreon, even though we don't do that many comps anymore. We still have a Patreon for those people who want discounts off of commissions, perhaps. So yes, like and subscribe if you like what you see. Let me know if you think there's any ways we can improve the live draws, add more fun to it, maybe a completely different narrator. I have no idea if I'm any good at this. Thank you to everyone. See you next week.